Yahusha, Lion of Judah. The Lord, what name fits you? And he said, yeah. Generations after generations keep praising you, yet no one sums you up. Then I asked the Lord, what name fits you? And he said, yeah. There are mysteries in the spirit. Mysteries. What may fit you? And he said, yeah. Extolling who rides on the clouds by his name, Yah. Then I asked the Lord, what name fits you? And he said, yeah.
To join, spirit to spirit, lighted by your word, and with your breath of life, that's how I come alive, that's how I change my world. Father, to join, from your spirit to my spirit, I am lighted by your word, and with your breath of life, that's how I come alive, that's how I change my world. Just breathe your name upon me, breathe. Just breathe your name upon me.
There's nothing better. Ask and you will give, seek and you will find. There's nothing better than the living God. There's nothing better than the living God. Ask and he will give, seek and you will find. There's nothing better than the living God. There's nothing better than the living God.
Oh, good morning. Hello, everybody. We just have some technical difficulties. I'm glad that you can join us today. I'm Mark Thomas. We are your host. Kim is here too, and we are excited to get together with you. Today, we're going to continue to talk about one of those favorite chapters, but it's really going to be good. We should be completing it today. Matthew 24. Listen, let somebody know that you are tuned in, that you are watching, and then we're going to get right into it. But we are definitely excited to do that. Right, honey?
Yes, we are. Good morning, guys. Whew, what a day. Oh, man, goodness. So, you guys ready for this morning?
I think they are.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I think that the people that are watching, they are definitely ready. They've been tuned in and everything. I think they completely ready. I think so.
I think so, too. With that being said, we're going to, like Mark was saying, we are going over the book of Mark.
Matthew 24.
Matthew 24. I don't know why I got the book.
Because we did that last time.
I know. Matthew 24 in our head. In my head, I got Mark, but Matthew 24 we're going over. This is going to be just a quick follow-up teaching so we can move forward in the message that we have for next week. Is it right?
Yes.
It's next week.
Yes, we talked about that.
Yeah, for
First
next.
Corinthians 15.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we will be since it's the first Wednesday coming in. Will be up this Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes. So this Wednesday we'll be up. So these are all the things I'm trying to remember that we will be doing. But other than that, let's go ahead and just thank the Father for who He is in our life, so we can get started with this awesome message. Father, we just thank you this morning for you are an awesome, you're magnificent, and you do everything you say you're going to do. You protect, you shield, and you guide and direct, and you make whole, Father. And as you do that for our life, Yahweh, we ask that you go out and do what you do. Touch, heal, and make whole those that are lost, brokenhearted, and misled. We thank you in advance that you invite them over here to the house campus where your word, your brasor is being taught with your accuracy, and we just thank you for that. And those that are listening, we thank you that you are participating, that you are receiving, and as you listen, I declare and decree that you are moving in the will of the Father, YAHUAH.
Yes.
And we just give you all the praise, Yahweh, for what you are doing, and it's by your Son's hand that we give you the glory. It is your Son, Yahusha Hamashiach. We thank you. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And you know, when one of the things is that they're hearing you pray, but a lot of times they're still not confident on how to end that prayer. You know, because it takes a little bit of time when you're praying, and she ends it, glory, hallelujah. I mean, what is she really saying? She's saying, glory, praise, YAHUAH. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, you know, praise YAHUAH, praise my Father. That's what's being said. And so it's not complicated to, you know, hear, you know, the Father's name at the end of your prayer. You don't need, and this is why you don't need to follow King James. And I had a really good Bible, I call it Bible study yesterday. I was I was into it till like midnight, and so just with some, I would call them brothers because they know the name of the Father. This is how you know, and it's just beautiful when you start knowing the name of the Father and everything about the Father. And it's just great, you guys. I don't know. I put a pause on there. I just wanted to share that with you because when you go out and you study in the name of YAHUAH and you come back, you got more fuel to burn. You got more things that you want to talk about. So today, all right. So today, you got to prepare yourself. If you're just now tuning in, we are talking about the book of Matthew 24. And we're going to really, we've already went past a few things. So we're going to start around verse 21 to 23, probably at verse 23, I believe that we're at. And we're going to start there and then go from there. But let's, I don't know, I'm just so excited about the things that's happening in the earth realm today. Is everything is all about us. And it's just so amazing that our Father's report is being revealed to us right in front of us. And you are waking up. The sons of Yah are waking up. The daughters of YAH are waking up. That's right there. The daughters of YAH are waking up. And it's just beautiful. And I'm completely excited about it. I need you to understand that you got to be excited. You got to shout that I'm waking up. I woke up and I know my Father. And I believe that you have. And because there's a demand on all of you watching, you come on here and you demand that time. You demand that you want to hear something. You demand. You're the one that stops. And that's where you got to get to the point that, because a lot of people, they don't stop to take the time because they got other things that they want to do, and they just want to reminisce off of old word. You gotta, yeah. When you hear the name of that Father and you flow in the name of that Father, in the name of our Father, and you hear it, it just makes you stronger and stronger and stronger. Your confidence becomes more stronger. And so, I don't know. I'm excited about that part.
Wait, so I'm gonna switch to him real quick because I gotta do something.
Okay, you can go to me? Okay. And so, one of the things that I want to talk about too is in October, Rosh Hashanah. So Rosh Hashanah is here, or it's going to be coming. It's here, and we're going to be celebrating together. We're going to invite you out. You guys, we want you to be part of it, and it's going to be in Corona, and we're going to have a great time, and we want you to be a part of that. Yes, you're waking up. Thank you for putting that in there. Okay. Yes, I can see that from you guys, and I'm excited because what I notice is that the ones that I see on here, and remember, it says many are called and few are chosen. Okay, so that means that you got to realize you guys ought to say I'm chosen, and I believe that you're chosen. I believe everybody that I'm looking at, whose names I can see, I believe that they're chosen. And because there's no way that you can read and learn your Father, you have to wake up. So I see people woke up. I see on here, you know, that all these individuals that come on here, Stephanie, Vicky, Mikkel, Mariah, Allie, Jamie, Erica, Valerie, Cruz, Monica, and you know, I see you guys that woke up. Lewis, I got you, brother. And everybody that's in the backdrop. I mean, I see you guys woke up. And it's good to be on here together with you guys. Not just to hear me talk, but to know that really there is a remnant. And I always wondered what that remnant looked like, what it talked like. I didn't know what it looked like. Because you couldn't get past all the other Bell language. You couldn't get past any of that. You know, and I want to tell you the story why Kim is fixing the computer over here because it keeps going out here. But I was last night in a Bible. I don't even want to call it a Bible study. I didn't even have my Basor with me, but I went knowing that I had enough in me, and these are gentlemen that absolutely told me a long time ago. Again, because I already knew the names, but I didn't know his name. I didn't, like, you hear the names, you know, Yahusha Hamashiach, you hear it. I've been hearing that for decades. And YAHUAH and Hashim, and you hear all these words. But the enemy, his weapon is confusion and complacency. And when I walked in there yesterday, man, I'm telling you, I was just like, man, I was just throwing up. There was so much I had on the inside of me and didn't really know how much was in there until someone placed a demand on it. And it's good to be here with you guys, because when all of you kings and that you place a demand on this program. And that's why we just give so much back, and we can do that. And the reason why we do that is because we get to do that with you. And so our motivation is to get on here and really feed his people with the unadulterated, uncut, untainted word of the Father. And we're glad to do that. So we'll spend 20 minutes here. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to get into it? Okay, here we go. All right. Okay. So now, again, let's go. Let's keep this before us.
Matthew 24.
Matthew 24, and always keep in mind: words matter, names matter, statements matter, and language matter. I'll say it again: words matter, names matter, statements matter, and language matters. All those things matter. So we are in the book of Matthew 24. We, just for in case that somebody's watching that has not been watching before, Matthew 24 is a question that was posed to the disciples. And what was those questions that came to those his students, which was, tell us what will be the sign of thy coming in the end of this age? Or in some translations, it says the word world. Now keep in mind, the world is a system. It will be banished. It will be dried up. It will be burnt up. It's the system that sits on top of the earth today. So we are in the world system, but we're not of it. So inside the world system is the mark of the beast, and we happen to be living inside that mark of the beast today. And everybody's got that mark around them, but there's some people that trust that mark, and there's some people that don't trust that mark. That's why when Yeshua, when he was born inside the mark of the beast himself, because he showed the coin. He said, see the guy's face on the coin? Who was the face that ran the whole country? The person that owned the money. That's who ran the country. You couldn't buy, you couldn't sell unless you had that mark. And that mark was Caesar. Caesar was a Baal worshiper. During the time of Moses, Moshe, who ran it? Pharaoh. Pharaoh ran the mark of the beast. So there's always a mark of the beast, a person running it. It's got the arm. It's in the hand. The right hand man, the guy that's got power. That's why it says the mark in the hand. Most people have it in the mind, but not in the hand. You have to be an influencer to be in the hand, because you have to have the power to do that. And so the influencer behind it, you know, some are like a large ministry that's the hand, because they're duplicating other Baal worshipers. Okay. And so, but as you and I get together and you place a demand on it, on the word, then the teachings out of Matthew 24 come forth. And Yahusha was with only a few people. He wasn't with thousands of people when he said that. He said, first thing he said, they said, hey, you know, tell us it's going to be the end of the age. What age? This age, second earth age. Tell us the signs of thy coming. He listed a bunch of those. We went over those. Right before this verse 23 that we're going to go into, there was a statement about how Lucifer will show up and say and announce he is God. Or that's, you know, he probably will use G-O-D word. He will not say he is Elohim. And he will not say, oh, let me back that up. He will not say, I am YAHUAH. He hates that name. He will not announce, I am Yahushua. He gonna say he's Jesus Christ. He gonna say he's JC, right? Because everybody wants to, you know, everybody worships that. Or he will say G-O-D or L-O-R-D. Those are things that he would say, because those are his words. Yeah, that's what he's gonna say. And so when he sits in that temple, which is gonna be in Jerusalem, and he sits in Middle East somewhere, everybody's gonna cover it. CNN's gonna cover it. ABC, CBS, they all gonna cover it. Your TikTok gonna have it. Everybody's gonna see. You're gonna see them. You're gonna see them. And so that's why we go to verse 23. So this is why I want to do that. Let's go ahead to that verse right now. Where are we at? Top screen. Top where?
And if you see, and if those of Yom were not shortened, no flesh will be delivered, but for the sake of the chosen ones. Those Yom shall be shortened, meaning those days shall be shortened. And it says in verse 23, if anyone then says to you, look, here is the Mashiach, or there, do not believe. That's it. It just said, do not believe. It didn't have nothing else to add to it. It didn't say anything to the sort of the matter. It said, do not believe it. It don't matter where they say the Mashiach is. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. And it continues to say in verse 24, for the malicious Mashiachs and the malicious prophets shall arise, and they shall show great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones. So let's go over that piece. I think that piece is the most important piece. Verse 23 and 24. Do not believe, because why? There's going to be a rising of false prophets and false Mashiachs saying that they're anointed, blah, 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 all that good stuff.
Malicious.
They're just malicious at it. And the malicious means that they come in droves. I mean, I remember what's her name? Juanita Bynum. She's back in the pocket now. Before she was, you remember, for years she backed up because of all the stuff. But now she's back in the pocket.
Money.
It's talking about if you pay attention, you'll see all these false prophets popping up. I mean, those that were already there, but then they're coming into a point of where they're trying to lead people astray, meaning that your mindset and your will and your emotions are no longer your will and your emotions. It's their will and their emotions, and they're going to drive after you to be seeking after their ways and their habits and their doings. Has nothing to do with YAHUAH. It won't. Even if they try to say this is the Mashiach, it has nothing to do with YAHUAH. It's just by their action and their ways and their posture and their mouth. You will know that you'll know them of their fruit, and their fruit is their mouth. They could have the sweetest hug or the sweetest, but the first thing you know is when they open up that mouth. it might take a couple of minutes, it might take a few hours, but trust, whatever comes out that mouth, it has to line up with YAHUAH, not the King James Bible, but line up with YAHUAH and what YAHUAH has said in his translation of his original writing to his people, to his children, and that we have to stay focused on that. I know we love a lot of people, but with that being true, even that love that we're trying to say is not even the love that the Father has. So we're still. What happened?
Not, no.
I thought you burnt yourself. Okay, no, but it's still not the same in the love that the Father is displaying and talking about. We have been so emotionally abound by that word and how that word is used that they use it as a weapon against us.
Gotta handle.
Yeah.
Gotta handle.
So when we come to this verse, let's go back in here, verse 24, where it says, "For malicious Mashiachs and malicious prophets." You notice there are two different people. Mm-hmm. You got malicious Mashiachs,
Christians,
which those Christians, people that claim they're so anointed or whatever you want to say, and then you got malicious prophets, which falls under all categories, meaning pastors, meaning anybody that tries to deliver the word of the King James or any other translation that is not set forth that from the beginning.
They try to give you that they try to announce something over your life.
Yes. Right.
Declare this is what their God told them about you.
Right. And again, YAHUAH don't need nobody to talk to his children. He and he alone could do the
mouth to mouth.
He does it all by himself. He didn't even need Yahusha Hamashiach to do it. But he chose him for a moment because of a purpose that he needed done. But he don't need nobody to talk to his children. Just like I don't need nobody talking to my children concerning what I need them to do. So it's the same structure is there. It's just that we've been so trained and so taught that, we have to do these steps and these things otherwise. And what's the otherwise? Otherwise, we're not in their clique. That's what the otherwise is. Or we won't fit in, or otherwise this, or otherwise that. So we got to learn how to stand alone. And I don't know how to, that's the easiest way I'm going to say is just, you got to stand and be bold and be confident and really don't care about people's feelings. It never said you had to care about people's feelings. We have been trained that we had to care about people's feelings because that's how they massaged and massage us to think that if we don't care about people's feelings, then we won't make it to heaven. Or we won't make it, or we won't have things provided because we don't have this love that they declare is supposed to be this love. And it's only love we're supposed to have is a love for YAHUAH, and everything else will fall into play.
Everything.
So
everything. Again, welcome back here, everybody. That some of you are tuning in. We want to thank you for joining us today. We're talking about the book of Matthew, chapter 24. You're Kim and I are your hosts today, Mark and Kim, and we're glad you can join us. Always subscribe with us. Let us know that you're watching, and then also we thank you for your comments, Elvira. We know that you just joined us. Thank you for joining us. And we are talking about the book of Matthew 24 about the end times. When will be what will be the sign of that coming, the end of the age? And so we are talking about it. We're looking at verse 23 in Matthew 24 right now through 26 today. And each of these verses got a lot of meat in it. And that's what Kim is talking about. And agree, Ali, the pagan lifestyle. So the pagan lifestyle is affecting those that remain in that lifestyle and they don't want to change. So here's what's going to happen prior to the return or the sixth trump. Verse 23. We're going to look at it on the screen. It's in your top left-hand side there. Okay. Top left-hand side. It says,
If anyone.
Go ahead.
If anyone then say to you, look, here is the Mashiach.
He over there.
Or he over there.
He over there, because TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah.
Oh, hey, look. Have you checked out? He's on that page. Have you seen him?
But the exclamation point is important because it make look. It pauses. You gotta
It said,
look. Here's
Look.
the Mashiach.
Here's
Really?
the Mashiach.
Or
There.
he there.
Do not believe it. Do not believe.
Do not believe.
Do
Period.
not believe.
Yeah.
Do not believe.
Right.
So just don't believe it. So this is telling you right now to warn you that it's there to warn you that there are going to be individuals that are going to be telling you that, hey, he's there. And you got to realize who's going to be doing this. This is not going to be the Muslims.
Right.
It's going to be Christians
Yeah.
going to be doing that.
Exactly. And again,
It's not going to be atheists. It's not going to be anything like that.
it's going to be the biggest ones that think they're
anointed.
They're pagan and their religious mindset is the one that rules.
And
us.
so that's why it goes to the next verse to let you see it. We'll see verse 24. Look
Verse
at this.
24.
And it says, go ahead.
Verse 24 says, for malicious Mashiachs
One group.
and malicious prophets
Second group.
shall arise.
They're rising up like right now. Because now they're rising up because remember, we talked about leaven. So what caused leaven to rise? Just a little bit. So all of that stuff in them from all that religion, they yeast. They're rising up.
Yeah. And they shall show great signs.
Oh, say signs, yeah. People, they're going to show signs.
Yeah.
He didn't say they was real.
They didn't say they're going to show signs. Exactly.
He said they're going to show signs.
And they're going to show some wonders.
And they're going to show some wonders. And so that's what they are. They're sign. They are. They are designed to show you signs and wonders to hook you. Well, I don't know about all that Yeshua stuff, but Jesus gave me this.
Okay, I said, okay, you're right. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right. Bell gave it to you.
Yeah, because you don't need to argue. You don't need to convince or argue to make YAHUAH be who he is. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do that. So whenever they say what they say, disagree. Yeah,
it says that it didn't say y'all would show signs. It said they.
They would show signs.
He says the malicious, they gonna show you signs.
Yeah.
So they have masterfully crafted
stuff to come.
Signs to show you something that they created.
And make
maliciously.
Wonders.
It make you believe. Basically it says they gonna show you signs. He didn't even say them signs came from me.
Right.
He says they gonna show you signs and they gonna show you wonders.
Right. Do what? Technology.
They're gonna
through their skill set of manipulation.
Through the skill set of what they type, or what they their clip art.
Yeah.
Their AI stuff. Whatever they're gonna do, or even just make something up in the middle of people about people being healed, and it's not real, because it didn't say y'all were gonna show the signs.
Right.
It didn't even say. It says that the malicious prophet and the preacher are gonna rise up, and it's pointing back to them. They're going to create these signs on their own, and they will show you signs and wonders. And
the one verse, I'm going to pop out of this real quick, but the famous one verse is say, they'll take, I come, the one Yeshua, I come to heal the lost, broken, and misled, right? But the word heal is not sickness. he didn't come to heal the sickness. He come to heal the mindset of help.
Because once they got the right mindset,
it had nothing to do with it had nothing to do with sickness on the body. because
that wasn't the focus.
That was never the focus. The focus, that's the focus of, again, paganism, because they got to show you signs and they got to show you wonders. So their focus was on healing, doing things
material, outward,
anything that's outward. But when Yahuwah sent Yahusha Hamashiach to come, he come to deliver the mindset of people,
because they were in bondage.
They were in bondage to the paganism ways. It had nothing to do with sickness on the body. It had to do with the mind.
Because once the mind got healed, then the body would get healed.
Because your mind controls your inner organs, everything. So if once that's all together, but it's not about healing how they have made it.
If you focus on, like the Christians do, they focus on the body. Or they'll focus on a miracle. They're trying to sell a miracle or sell the money. The most important thing your relationship is with God is you gotta be right with your money. Things like that, and that's what they all go after.
And none of them right with their money.
And then they ain't right with their money.
I'm just okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so they always say, okay, well, they go to the money. If they don't go to the money that week, then they go to the healing of the body. If they don't go to the healing of the body that week, then they go for your marriage. And if they don't go for your marriage, then they go after your kids. If they don't go after your kids, then they go after dating. If they don't go after dating, they go after sex. They're going to go after something on the outside.
But look at the pattern.
And then they'll rotate those in between.
But now, where did they get that pattern from? When Yahshua and Lucifer was on that mountain, and Lucifer did those things,
those areas of attention. So always outward.
Outward, yeah.
So they will never, I promise you, they will never change the things I've just said.
That's
and
right.
I gave you, there's not even 10 subjects.
No, they're not.
They cut the same subject all the time. Same subject that no matter where it starts at in their message, it's going to end with money, with miracle, or they're going to sell
something,
be saved. They'll try to say, hey, today's that day. We got to get everybody saved. And they promote save as if it's salvation. And if you guys watched my program the other night, you'll find out that save doesn't mean salvation. Save means to be delivered from the bondage of people like this. So that's important to know. And so we have to understand that malicious preachers and malicious prophets, the prophet lying, okay, giving you dates and all that kind of stuff, and then but they're just lying, and it's all wrapped around of something external. It's always external, and everything is not external,
right? Because they don't have access to the realm that y'all speaks in.
No access.
I can't.
So let's okay. Again, those of you that are watching for the first time in the backdrop, we want to thank you for joining us. We're talking about Matthew 24, that in the last days which we are living in today will be the sign of that coming, the end of the age. Remember, take heed that no man deceive you. And he talks about that quite a bit in this particular chapter. And then he says that they will even show their own signs and wonders, but don't even believe them. It said don't even believe it. That's it. He says that they're going to show their own signs, that if it were possible, they're going to even try to deceive Yah's very elect. That's you and I. That means that we cannot be deceived, because we're going to know their game.
Yeah.
And the reason why, because our minds are healed.
Yeah.
What you talking about?
Yeah.
We're healed in the mind. Somebody shout, "I'm healed in the mind."
Yes.
Yeah. So you're healed. You're healed in the mind. And then, so let's go to verse 25, and then we're going to read this again. Go ahead.
Here we go.
Go ahead and read that.
Verse 25 states, hold on, I just, my eyes is wing. Here we go.
Verse 25.
Oh, we never finished. Let me finish the tail end of
verse 24.
It says, "Arise, and they shall show great signs and wonders, and show as to lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones."
So.
And it says, verse 25 says, "See, I have forewarned you."
Just stop there. I have forewarned you.
It says, "See, I have forewarned
See?
you." He paused right there. See?
I forewarned you. Yeah. I forewarned you. I didn't told you about it.
Mm-hmm.
So don't let it be. Don't let it be anything other than that. Then I told you about it.
Yeah. So basically, if you fall into that trap,
yeah,
it's because you wanted to fall into that trap.
Yeah.
I'm a really. I got to tell them, those that are new here, I'm the straightforward type of person. So I don't sugarcoat. Yes. I don't rub and do none of that. So when you hear me go straight, boom, it is what it is. So I just I just flow that way. So, it is what it is. But
I'm glad you guys are writing that. Yeah, I see your everybody.
to be healed in the mind is to be healed in your body. If the mind is whole, then everything else will be whole.
Yeah, now that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah, it is.
That's a whole nother subject.
Yeah, but he told y'all to say, I'm healed in the mind. So keep confessing.
Yeah, I'm healed in the mind. I'm healed in the mind. Because if you get healed in the mind, then remember how it says that the false preachers and or anybody that ministers that word, they will rise, and that's because they're not healed, and so that darkness that got into them a long time ago, that bell crap that got into all of us a long time, it's trying to sit there and still rise back up.
That's
we have
right.
to cut that weed out.
That's right.
And we cut that weed out by what we're listening to today, because faith come by hearing, and hearing by the voice of Yah.
And
so the confidence. So you're putting faith in His word, and we're putting faith in YAHUAH, and the more we do that, the more we dig out all that bell seed that was in us.
That was try to be planted and laid and rest in us.
No more bell seed.
No more bell seed. That's a good one.
Come on, no more bell seed. Somebody type that out.
No more bell
seed in my life.
BAAL.
BAAL. No more bell seed coming out my mouth.
Yes.
No more bell seed in my household. No more bell seed in my eye gate. No more bell seed in my mind. Okay.
And again, I'm going to reiterate. YAHUAH. Nobody can have access to His kingdom and his ways of his plan for our lives unless you are connected to
There's so much cut everybody off.
No.
You can't even get to Him. He's so, they don't understand. He is the highest.
He is.
There is no Satan close to him.
Sir.
He's so high. He's so high. He's up there. He is the most high.
Yes.
Okay? YAHUAH is the most high. There is no getting close to Him.
That's right.
You can't even get to His feet, let alone get close to Him. And Lucifer can't get close to Him.
That's right.
He can't. He's so far off.
And this brings back to, such and such prophet gave me a word years ago. That word didn't come from YAHUAH. YAHUAH don't have to give you a word. It was finished. It was done. There's nothing else to give. All you're supposed to do is walk in what He had already given you.
Remember,
yes,
the Christianity is about how to get more from the world, how to look good in the world.
That's right.
How to survive in the world.
That's right.
The Christianity takes you and makes you mingle with the world, make you mingle with Lucifer's system. And here's how you can mingle with the world system: by using a true story with false names. A true story with false names. A true story with false language. A true story with false statements. I'm going to show you how to mingle with Lucifer. So every time they get up today, they're going to show you how to mingle with Lucifer. Use the Bible to mingle with Lucifer. We just worship Lucifer and say all these words, and that's how we mingle with him. And then they're going to duplicate that over and over again. And so Satan sits back and goes, bring me some souls.
Yeah. I just put everything that is written in the Basora and how it's written. You just think about Job, how he didn't get he couldn't even, the hedge around him was so strong that Lucifer couldn't even get in.
But see, because Kim's bringing up stuff, y'all. Now, because the hedge that was around Job was that he knew the Father's name.
That's right.
So, but Lucifer is blind to those who know the Father's name. I think that's when Lucifer figured it out, because he says, wait a minute. Lucifer's mentality was, he says, have you considered my servant Job? And Lucifer said, well, he's looking around like, well, I can't get to him, because Lucifer sees materially. He got all his money around him. If you take away his money, he's going to curse you. He said, if that's what you think.
That's what you think.
He goes, everything that he goes, you can take anything around him you want to.
The key thing is, the key thing I want you guys to grab a hold of, the very key thing. Lucifer could only get access is by permission through Yah. Yah only allows Lucifer to have access if he permits it. You got Job, you got Yeshua. Yahusha, when they went to the mountain, it was because Yah allowed Lucifer to access to ask those questions. It had nothing to do with, oh, Lucifer, this is great. No. Lucifer has no power, no authority. Only way Lucifer has access is when you give him access. Period. Think, why do you have to wait till Yeshua's in his 30s to go ask these questions? Why didn't he show up any other time? Because he couldn't see. The key thing, he could not see and he did not know until you gave him access. What did Yeshua say? Here, I need to go up to this mountain. He gave Lucifer access. Yeshua didn't have to go to the mountain. He went up because he needed to give him access so he could go to the next stage. But we have been programmed to think that Lucifer is just great and mighty, that, you know, that he could do all these things, and he can't do nothing without permission. And as long as the Christians give him permission, he's going to do what he going to do, and he going to wear their tails out as long as he can, because he don't like being alone. He do not want to be alone. He do not want to be punished by himself.
He don't want to be punished by himself.
He doesn't want none of that.
So he's going to take as many as he can with him.
Just like he did from the beginning.
And the only way that he can do that, he's got to get you to worship him by name, by statement. He's got to get you to worship him.
The access.
He's got to get you to, he's got to get Yah's creation to believe a story with his name on it.
Right.
I said it again. He's got to get, he won't mess with the story. He just wants to put his name on it.
Right. And
so
if he can get you to
worship his name.
That's right. In that story. Yeah. So if you give him the access to that, and you begin to declare that
his words, the names, the statements, and use the language that worships him, then he wins. Yeah. He got you because you never end up worshiping the Most High. You end up worshiping him as it was his story. And even though you knew the story was true, but you replaced him with that story.
That's right. You replaced the name with Lucifer's name in that story, which then gives him access to you as a person.
It makes you beg for him for the breakthrough.
Right. Because
now you're going to him for the healing. You're going to him with your mindset based on you putting faith in that name. The faith in God, faith in Lord, faith in JC. And that is all linked to him. And when you do that, you ain't going to see nothing. Unless whatever you only see anything when you give him a soul, when you give him some form of worship, then he will give. Bell always gives you something. You know, that's why it's called Bell worship. They do it in Hollywood all the time.
And look at this. Look at what happened because when Yeshua was up there.
Access denied. That's right.
And when Yeshua finished what he finished saying, he fled. There was nothing Lucifer could do because he had no more access. So everything else was just part of the process of what Yeshua had to do to get us to where we're at today. And but Christians have they don't even realize how much credit they have given to Lucifer. That they themselves have shielded him from being judged by Yahuwah's children. They shielded him so much that they think that he is the final authority, and that they try to use things against the children of Yah and try to rob from the children of Yah because of their mindset and their posture in Baal. And these are the days of the upright, and these days of the upright is not the days of what everybody's thinking the upright is going to be doing. So, all right. So you reading some of the.
Yeah. So again, if you are joining us today in the backdrop, we want to we're only warmly welcome you. We've been talking about Matthew 24 in the last days, and we kind of put a pause on Matthew 24 verse 24 and describing how the false prophets, preachers, and the false people that prophet lie over your lives will come, and they personally will show great signs. It doesn't mean that our Heavenly Father did it. They will show their own signs, but they'll do it to deceive. In other words, they'll tell false about these false miracles. Because before they bait you, they will tell you a story
all the time.
They bait you. They always will bait you with, somebody came to me, or you know what, this happened to me. So they bait you with BS. I'm gonna put it like that. They'll bait you with BS. Okay, and part of the story is probably true, but then they add the BS part to it to put a hook on it. And a lot of people don't. Oh my goodness, he said BS. Well, yeah, Peter cussed you out.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you go look at Peter.
I'm just loud because I don't care.
And so because you need to understand, and you need to take defense to because when the beginning of fear, the fear of YAHUAH is to hate evil.
Yes.
And you can't take evil and just, sometimes you got to put words to it to make you know that's what I hate.
Yeah.
So I need you to understand.
They don't want you to hate. That's Bell don't want you to hate, because that
Bell wants you to show Bell love.
Yeah.
And show me compassion. I'm doing all this stuff that's wrong, but still show me compassion.
You can't hate makes up the heart. It makes the heart.
No.
Look it, y'all hate it. Okay. He said.
Well, what I'm saying is that you
I'm just saying,
don't get caught in the trap of being. Do not use your mouth against him. While he cussing you out in the background, you can't hear it.
Or he is cussing you out in the background.
Or he is cussing you out in the background. You can't hear it.
Yeah.
And he's using profanity. He's using everything. He hates you, despises you, and you want to show Bell love and respect. Shh. He can go to hell.
What is the beginning? In the beginning, it says where he was at, under your feet.
Under your feet.
So why are you letting him rise above it?
Yeah. So let me keep going. Some people have clicked off because we talked about that. So good. Okay. Watch this. Now, again, it is the malicious preachers and malicious fake prophet line. All of that has happened, right? And then so we see that. And he says, "Behold, I have told you this before, and so be it." Now, because we are excited, because we're waking up, we got to continue to wake up. Now, we're going to get ready to go to the next verse, but before, let me see here. Wherefore I say, that's going to be a good one.
Commercial break?
Yes.
Find it.
Yeah, we're going to go to commercial break, and then we're going to come back. When we come back, we're going to go over 3 more verses, and then that will be it for today. Again, thank you guys for joining us today, because this has really been good. And again, that hedge is around you.
It's right, Brian. Brian be like me.
What's that?
She said it. The definition of a story is an account of imaginary, or I can't read the
real people and events told for entertainment. Wow. Yeah.
And that's their own description.
That's their own description. You guys read that comment? Look at that comment that Mariah just wrote in there. If you can see that, that's very important.
Yeah.
And again, what pleases the Father is you knowing. So whatever you're writing down there, this is a knowing coming out of you. The true anointing of a son or a daughter is a knowing, not goosebumps on the skin like Lucifer will put on you. So all those times that we felt that presence, that was the presence of Bel.
Yeah. So that means we're getting higher up in Bel.
We're getting higher up in Bel.
Ow! I'm glad I'm free. Woo.
Yeah. And so every time you felt it, oh, you feel that? But we were taught that feeling.
Yeah. But we did feel it.
You did feel it.
Yeah.
It's undeniable that presence.
Yeah.
But that's not the presence of YAH.
No, that ain't the presence of
YAH. The presence of YAH comes from the inside.
No, it's different.
And it's an awakening.
Right.
It's an awakening.
Right. And
awareness. It's an awakening.
Okay.
And it's not on your skin like what they getting that skin feeling today.
Yeah. Once you get the awakening, you don't keep getting that feeling, that inner feeling, because you in it. Yeah, you in it. You just go. It's just weird. Once you
just go for the proper song. Woke up. Came to himself.
That
was the anointing.
That was it. That was
the anointing that was on him. He came to himself. Like what? Like you wake up. That's the anointing of the Father. It's a knowing. Because if you know, enemy cannot do anything to you once you know. That is the ceiling. Oh yeah, guys, we got to get to the commercial break.
Yeah.
We're going to come right back. We're glad that you can join us today. If this ministry has been a blessing to you, and this is a place where you can expose your thankfulness to the Most High. This is one way to do that. Again, we're going to go to those that will give in their tithes and our offerings. So go ahead and do that. And then when we come back, we'll get right back into Matthew 24. We're going to begin right here at verse 25. Okay? We'll be right back right after this.
Then I asked the Lord, what name fits you? And he said, yeah. Generations after generations keep praising you, yet no word sums you up. Then I asked the Lord, what name fits you? And he said, yeah. Yeah, the hallowed one. Yeah, the holy one. Yahweh, the King of Zion. Yeah, the hallowed one. Yeah, the holy one. Yahweh, the King of Zion. Somebody lift your hands and chant the name Yah. Yah. Yah.
Praise Yahuwah. When you hold up that gift, always remember that the windows of heaven open over your life. You don't want to take the time to not honor him. Make sure that you do that in your own spare time. And I always said this too. You know, I had a person recently asked, about their retirement check. They said, hey, Mark, I retired, and he was a police officer. He said, I retired. So that's what I live off of. And I told him, I said, you don't tithe off your retirement check. I said, you give whenever you want it. After you pay all your bills and do what you got to do, because he had medicine and all this kind of stuff. And I said, but he said, I feel guilty if I don't give anything. I said, no, that's not from y'all. It's not from y'all at all. You just wait, and when things get right, you give a little bit, whatever you want to do, because he wants to give, and that's his hurt, that's his pain. I want to give because this ministry. I'm telling you what he's saying. I'm not making this up. It blesses me, and so I want that to be known as well. You honor the Lord. You don't get under pressure. You don't get under guilt. But at the same token, don't get into selfishness where you're not putting yourself in a position to honor him in your giving and receiving. Those of you know who you are. Okay. So again, Barak Hashem, in other words, blessed be the name of Yahuwah. Barak Hashem, Yahuwah. Blessed be the name of our Heavenly Father. So we thank you in the name above every name. In the name of Yahusha Hamashiach, we thank you for the windows of heaven open up for our lives right now. Hallelujah. Okay, guys, we're back. We are officially back. Okay, again, those of you that are waking up, we're going to go straight into the Basura again. To go ahead and begin right after verse 25 here. Let's go to the screen. So we are studying the book of Matthew 24. Glad you could join us. Yahushua is getting into the details of what's going to take place prior to his return. He had just described to us, just a few scriptures above this, that when you see the enemy sitting in that holy place, don't believe it. Don't fall for the tricks of all these preachers that are coming. And you notice he's not talking about atheists. He's not talking about Buddhists. He's talking about those in the 5 assemblies. They're going to come preaching these words, giving you all these prophetic words. And that's what we see a lot of it today. And even though Lucifer is not on the scene yet, we see it's all built up. It's already there. And they've already set the tone for it. They just don't care. They have no care who they snatch into this pot of Baal soup. This pot of Baal soup. Yeah, I'm done. Okay. Let's go. So we're going to go here. And verse 25
says, see, I have forewarned you.
Forewarned you. So I told you this in advance. Yeah.
Verse 26 says, so if they say to you, look, he's in this desert, do not go out, or look, he's in the okay. Hold on, y'all. We trying to hold on. I'm trying to read off the screen, but I can't see. Okay, it says, verse 26. I'm gonna read it over. It says, see. Or so if they say to you, look, he is in the desert, do not go out, or look, he's in the inner rooms. Do not believe.
Yeah, that's like he in the secret place. He come.
yeah.
You know who does? Because you got that prophetess.
Yeah.
That he in the secret place. I'm gonna show you the secret chambers.
And then verse 27 says, "For as the lightning comes from the east, shines to the west, so also shall the coming of the Son of Adam be."
This is good.
Verse 28 says, "For wherever the dead body is, there the eagles shall be gathered together." And immediately after the distress of those days, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give its light, and the stars shall fall from the heavens, and the powers of the Shahimim shall be shaken.
Okay, stop there. So this is a lot that's in here. This is absolutely talking about right prior to Lucifer is going to be here on the scene when all of this takes place here. So let me kind of break this down for you guys a little bit here, and I'm going to read this out of the Sefer as well. So it says, "For as the lightning comes out of the east and shines into the west." So it's basically saying you know when you see that, right? Like when you wake up in certain parts, you know you can see the sun. It's going to be. It's saying it's going to be that obvious. When you're not going to have to guess. You're not going to have to guess. When the sun comes up, you go, okay, that's the sun. There's going to be no confusion about him showing up. There's only going to be confusion about Lucifer showing up because he can't show up unless he shows up unexpectedly and in chaos. He shows up unexpectedly. What precedes YAHUAH is the light. So as soon as the sun shows up, you know that sun's coming. Okay? And then it gives another illustration of the obvious in verse 28. "For wherever the carcass is, or wherever the dead bodies, I guess, there will be the eagles gathered." So it's obvious that when you see vultures flying, something dead there. So it's not going to be where you're going to say, "I don't know if that's Yahusha." Oh, you're going to know. You're going to know just like you know the sun's coming out, just like you know when you see vultures flying, first thing you think, oh, there's some dead bodies. You don't have to guess.
Some type of dead carcass.
Something dead, okay? And then verse 29, it says, "And immediately after the tribulation." Now, and so part of that tribulation is that we're entering into right now. And that tribulation is going to be part of the sixth trump. And that's why Lucifer, above these scriptures here, that's why he ends up showing up and sitting in the temple. That will be the hour of tribulation. And so, it says that immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened. And that's the natural sun. And the moon will not give her light. And that's going to happen for those 3 days. Is that we're going to see when the two witnesses are killed by Lucifer. There's going to be 3 days of darkness. Okay? And the stars of heaven shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So those stars are Lucifer's his people. Okay, so they're done, they fall, and then the powers of heaven are going to be shaken. So because that's the reason why heaven shakes is because Yahushua is leaving the throne, and the whole place shakes. Woo! Yeah, so when he leaves heaven, all of heaven shakes.
All of heaven shakes.
Because he's coming with power and glory.
See, when he first came, he didn't
shake up.
No, he didn't shake up. He came as peace, quiet.
He can't be. Yeah. But when he leaves heaven, heaven's going to shake. You can't even imagine heaven shaking. Unshakable place shaking. Because he's got that much in him. Remember he was in the garden, let this thing pass? He's got that much power.
I know he was fighting.
He's fighting it. He's fighting it. Because the whole earth almost could have tore it up.
He said, don't you know? You better ask somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where I got that statement from.
Yeah.
You better ask somebody.
Yeah. And so you can imagine right when he gets ready to leave, all of heaven
coming to get his babies
is going to shake because he's basically everybody that's in heaven that's in there today, they gonna be like, okay, and he gonna make all of heaven shake. And guess who don't say nothing when it's shaking? YAHUAH, the Father. Shake it, baby.
Shake it.
What's it gonna be saying? I'm gonna let my father.
I
I tell y'all.
I was here from the beginning.
Try to tell y'all. Y'all don't know what's going. Y'all don't know what's about to happen.
Yeah,
So all of heaven gonna shake when Yahushua leaves heaven. You can't even think of the power of the authority that is coming in from what Lucifer did and how all these malicious people lied to his children, to his sons and daughters. He is furious. He hasn't. This is just him leaving.
Right.
He ain't even talking. His presence to leave, because he's leaving with. He's leaving,
Right.
and that roar that's in him shakes all of heaven.
Because the thing that what
He can shake eternity. You guys understand the authority that is.
Yes.
He's going to disrupt of that. He's going to disrupt. He's going to cause another dimension to shake. From him just leaving, not even talking.
Right.
Not even talking. He's not even saying anything. He's just leaving. And this is why 3 days, because you got to realize what's happening at this time is that the two witnesses have been killed, Elijah and Enoch. And for that 3 days, it's going to be nothing but darkness on the earth. So they're going to kill them in Israel. And they, people are going to think it's CERN and, the United States did this, but it's going to be 3 days of darkness. Okay. And at the end of that 3 days of darkness, this is what it says in verse 30. It says, then shall appear, okay. I'm going to read this. Let's go ahead and read verse 29.
Again?
29 and 30. And go ahead and read that right there. I think we're at the top right. We're at the top right of that page over there.
Bottom right.
Bottom right?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
okay.
it says, you want me to start at 29 or 30?
Middle right there. Yeah.
And immediately after the distress of those in Yom, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give its light, and the stars shall fall from the heaven, and the powers of the Shahamim shall be shaken.
Right there. So the powers of the Shahamim shall be shaken. So, I mean, that's a disruption.
The power of the Shahamim. The Shahamim is heaven. And imagine that power.
I can't imagine it. This is me talking about. This ain't an earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
just by leaving, exactly. Shaking in eternity.
I try to put myself in a position like concerning my children.
So this is coming. Wait, let understand. Now remember the question to him: what will be the sign
of that coming
the end of the age? He can say right there, I'm gonna shake all heaven and earth when I show up.
Because I know because he got to think about what all his children been through.
Yeah, he's thinking about everything he's been through. So in the beginning, he said, "Take heed that these fools don't deceive you." Right? These fools, and he knows how much he keeps dealing with these fools. They're foolish. They do this. They do this. He's mad at these guys. So all that anger for him hating evil.
Yeah.
When he rises to leave, he shakes all the Shahamim. That means that the millions and billions of people there.
They feel it.
And the Father's going to be sitting there calm as can be. He's going to shake it. Verse 30.
And verse 30 says, and then the sign of the son of Adam shall appear in the heaven. And then all the tribes of the earth
shall mourn. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah. And they shall see the son of Adam coming on the clouds of the heaven with power and much esteem.
Much. Okay, so
you want me to keep going?
Yeah, no. Stop here. It says, and then the sign of the son of Adam appears because of the body, and then all the tribes of the Aretz. Now this is the earth. They shall mourn. Let's stop. Okay, turn right here. Okay, so this tribes of the earth shall mourn, because what's happening here is that they worship Lucifer. Yeah. They worship Lucifer. So the reason why they're mourning is because we told them, and 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 they sit there and worship that devil. And they worship that JC name. They worship the Lord. And now when they see him coming through, they're going to be in their second bodies. So now they're going to transfer. This is when it happens where we're transferred in the twinkling of an eye. We are in our second bodies, and now we see him as who he is, Yahusha. And they're going to start mourning
in his full capacity.
In his full capacity, and your dumb self, your dumb jackass self, right? Been sitting over there talking about JC this and JC that, and now you're not even in that body. You're not even in that crowd, that circle. You don't got the money that you got. Everything is being burnt up. It's about to be burnt up. All the rudiments of the world, and you sitting there, and your dumb tail was by you. Now you by yourself. You don't got no bishop title. You don't got no prophet title. You don't got no church title. You got no followers. And when you see him, you'll be in your second body, and you ain't gonna be nobody there to help you, and you are going to gnash at your teeth, and you are going to mourn in depression. It's going to drive you crazy because you cannot repent.
Yes.
Cannot. Repentance is over. You were sitting there soul winning, laughing at those who were on this broadcast. Oh, look at them over there talking about YAHUAH and talking about Yeshua. They think they're the Israelites. Or they think they're the Jews. Or whatever you got coming out your mouth. Out the side of your neck. You, that person, going to be mourning. And that's what it says. And it says, and all of the tribes of the Eretz should mourn. And as they see the son of Adam coming in the clouds with power and much esteem. You about to doo-doo on yourself. That's all I can put it on. You about to doo-doo. You going to doo-doo on yourself. It's going to be doo-doo. I'm telling you right now. That's the best way I can put it. That's the best space I can put it. All right. And I don't think you're going to be able to in that second body. But you're going to be in that celestial body because we change in a twinkling of an eye. And now we are in that next dimension. And we're entering into the seventh, because seven trump has happened. Seven trump. Now that's remember the seven trump ain't it's a visual. Okay, we ain't gonna hear no little beagle horn that United States people play. Okay, we're not gonna have a shofar. It's not, you're not gonna hear that. What you're gonna see, that's the seven trump. The seven trump is an alert. Wham! Okay, that's him. That's the trumpet in your head. Boom! That's that right there. That alertness, letting you know who he is. And guess what? Those of you that call him YAHUAH and Yahushua, you are going to be ecstatic.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic now. You're
going to be so excited about it. And then those that didn't do, we do. Ain't no more members. They all gone. Ain't no more members. Just individuals. Right? Ain't no money in your bank anyway. It's gone. Because when he shows up, he getting rid of all that whole system. The world system is dead. It's gone. Okay, we get it because that's the day of who? YAHUAH. The day of YAHUAH is right there. That's the day. The day he show up.
The seventh.
The seventh trump is 1,000-year millennium. This is what this is talking about. Okay.
Keep reading.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on going. And watch this.
31.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
And verse 31, it says, and he shall send his messengers with a great sound of a trumpet.
Uh-oh.
And they shall gather together his chosen ones from the four winds. Yep. From one end of the Shahamim to the other.
Oh, Rab. Okay, so now what's going to happen? Here's what it says. It says, and he shall send his messengers. Okay, and what they're going to do, this is the time that the wheat and tare get split up. Because remember, a wheat and a tare, if anybody raised on the farm, you can't tell, except the only time you can tell the difference between wheat and tare is that the wheat always bows.
It separates from the two.
Yeah, so like you have a wheat, like there's stems, and then it'll bow. And then the wheat, the tare, it never bows. Yeah. Okay, so
it's annoying. It's an annoying. What do you call it? Weed.
Yeah, it just sticks straight up. It doesn't bow. So what's going to happen is that the reason why the messengers,
the four winds,
they gathered together his chosen ones. Somebody shout, I am chosen.
I am chosen. But the powerful piece of this part of the whole thing is, it says from the four winds, from the Shahamim. So it's not even on earth. Is that
It's just for four winds. It's from every direction.
Yes.
Every direction.
It ain't just United States. It's not just.
Yeah, it's just from every direction.
It's not coming just out of Israel.
It's not coming out of Israel. It's just the four winds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so it's describing that it's so massive that you can't even comprehend.
That's right.
Because you don't know the wind blowing or where it's going. Right? So from the four winds, he's going to gather his chosen ones. Right? Mm-hmm. From one end of the Shahamim to the other. That's massive.
That's massive.
The messenger is going to do that. Okay?
Not even his children. It's just so they can come get the chosen ones.
Yeah. They come and get the children. It didn't say children, it said chosen ones. The ones that are chosen and selected. The ones that call on his name. Do you love him today?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Are you excited about him today? I want you to know, are you his chosen one? Somebody shout, I'm his chosen one. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Okay, we'll try to get to a couple. One more.
Okay, here we go.
All right, and now we'll stop here. Okay, on verse 32.
You didn't finish reading it?
Which one?
31.
31.
So we can end right.
Okay, 31.
It says, I want to read it without us interrupting it. It says, and he shall send his messengers with a great sound of trumpet, and they shall gather together his chosen ones from the four winds, for one end to the Shamim to the other. And 32 it states, and learn this parable from the fig tree. When its branches has already become tender and puts forth leaves, you know that the summer is near. And then it says, verse 33, so you also, when you see all these, know that he is near at the doors. 34, truly I say to you, this generation shall be no means pass away until all this takes place. And 35 says, and the heavens and the earth shall pass away, but my words shall be no means pass away. Well,
There you go. There you go.
I'm loving it.
Yeah. So basically, we basically learning the parable of the fig tree. The fig tree is about two seeds, and that's what started off in the beginning. You know, where Yahusha said, or YAHUAH said, I'll put enmity between your seed and thy seed. Okay? So learn the parable of the fig tree. Because remember the figs, he went up to the tree, didn't find one. Mm-hmm. So in other words, one's corrupt and one is not corrupt. Part of that fig tree is also how they started off Israel, 1948. You know, you got the corrupt seed that came in. The ones that are Germans that say that they're Jews and they're not. Mm-hmm. You know, people say that they're Jew. So Jewish but they just learned Hebrew. They came from, it was easy for a German to learn Hebrew. Mm-hmm. So they just came in and did their thing, all the British, all that. That's the corrupt one. The one that says that they are from YAHUAH and they're not. Whereas those that were from YAHUAH were already in Africa. Mm-hmm. Okay, they were already in Africa. There was no Egypt. Okay, it was Africa. They cut it off and then they put that canal in there. They did a lot just to try to separate Africa from Jerusalem. Okay, but that was all Africa. There was no Middle East. Okay, so out of Africa you have Bethlehem. Okay, you had Nazarene. Okay, and that's not Middle East. That was Africa at that time. And then it wasn't even Africa. It goes Kemet and go even further. And so all that land there is where they were from, and these were Hebrew people. Okay, and then so when the false one came in, which what you see there today, they're the ones that are saying that they are from YAHUAH and are not. But in the scriptures, King James put Jews instead of Hebrew people to deceive. So there you guys have it. I'm glad you could join us today.
Yes, we are. So thankful you tuned in.
Yeah, you shall see him coming in the clouds, and they shall be gathering chosen ones.
Yep.
Okay, and this is right after everything goes down, y'all. It's about to go down. We are on the edge, before we close this, and someone would ask, okay, well, where are we at today? We are still at the fifth trump, the sixth trump. When it does hit, it will be around Passover. That's when we will officially see it. Up until that time, like from now until even going into, the next Passover, you're just going to see men's hearts get more evil in different ways. Don't be surprised. You'll see more signs in the skies and the stars, because Satan has to create the illusion, because he's a supernatural being. So he's got to set the supernatural has to become like normal, so that when he shows up, he's received as a supernatural being. But he's going to be a man. So they're going more and more into, the alien grays, they look like people. You'll see that. Anything about UFOs, you'll see that. Anything about the moon and the sun, you're going to see a lot of stuff like that. Because that's to bring a part about his confusion, because when he shows up, he has to imitate, and his imitation is going to be fake. His imitation is so bad that it looks like it's coming from Hollywood. That's bad. But he's supernatural. So when he shows up, it's going to be able to be received because of AI technology and all this other technology. So everything you've seen is the unfolding of the scriptures right before us. And Hollywood's going to help with that. The 7 continents, the presidents are going to help with that. The 10 world leaders are going to help with that. They're all going to set the tone. The New World Order is already here, because the strongest currency in the world is the American dollar. That's why it says, "In Bell we trust." There's no other currency that has that kind of power. So when people say, are we going to go to one world currency? We are in a one world currency right now. The US dollar wins.
We've been in one world currency.
We've been in one world currency for a while. So nothing is coming. Everything is here. We are already set.
Only thing left
is for
us as children of Yah to stand and be bold and not waver. That's it.
Yeah, to stand and be bold, not waver, and know the signs of thy coming. That's the seals on you. So be sealed with his word, be sealed with his truth. Meditate on the Father's name. That's where you get your power from. Meditating on the Father's name. And once you're able to do that more and more, you'll see that power flowing through you. All right, you guys. Hopefully you guys had enjoyed this teaching. We come back in, I'll pop back in and throughout the week and give you some more meat to chew on. Until next time, remember these words. If you be in the Mashiach, you are Abraham's seed and an heir according to the promise. Kim and I love you. Thank you for joining us here on THC. We'll see you the next time. See you soon. Bye-bye.